told them to build me an assassin. I wanted a killer from a world filled with killers, and they chose you. Because they thought it would bind me closer to them. But now we have come almost to the end. One last step. And then when I take power, they will be pulled down and ground into dirt for what they did to you. And what they did in so contemptuously underestimating me.
Now, I will spare any spoilery reveals for the sake of any listeners that just might be interested in experiencing this film with untainted eyes. But the ending is one of the most intense, difficult scenes you can ask for. Each of the main players plays their role perfectly. You feel the right amount of anxiety, fear, and pleasure once it's all said and done. This is the kind of film I know that I will watch again. Now that I know all of the answers, the fun part will be looking for clues pertaining to the conclusion early on. Given how smart the movie is, I wouldn't be surprised if they laid it out from the moment the opening credits were over. And with that, I come to the big question.
Should this be required pop culture viewing?
Yes. When it comes to movies that are smart, heavily layered with a great payoff, this is the pinnacle. I give it a 5. And that's a rare perfect score. Actually, the second perfect score I've given. I gotta really look at myself a little bit and see if I'm giving out these things too willy-nilly. But anyway, I was absolutely wrong about the premise of this film, and I'm okay with that. It's good to admit when you're wrong, and I couldn't have been more off. While there is an election element to the plot, it's on the periphery and not central at all. Lansbury's performance is top-notch, and Lawrence Harvey's Raymond Shaw is one of the most tragic characters in the history of film. The dynamic between them and the rest of the cast is just stellar. I would also be remiss if I didn't mention how superb Sinatra was in this. He was a really good actor. I didn't see him as the crooner or the alleged mob guy that everybody knows him as. I saw him as his character, and he was really good in this film. He was certainly a rare talent, and I didn't quite appreciate, if I'm being honest, when he was still around. And what better place to be honest than on a podcast? I still haven't come up with a clever name for this new segment that I'm doing, where I talk about a related film that I've seen, or recommend something just to pad my show for time. Since I can't really think of a spy thriller or a puzzler that I want to recommend, although I could go with the obvious choices, a Bond film, or even Christopher Nolan's Memento, now that I think of it, I figured it would be best to recommend a movie about the most recent holiday here in the States, Thanksgiving. Now, the Thanksgiving film category is sorely lacking. I can only really think of one, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and that's the kind of film that most everyone has seen. But staying along that vein, I saw a list of great Thanksgiving movies and saw one on the list that I had seen before, years ago. This film is also readily available on Netflix, so I rewatched it. And here's the trailer.
I'm so lonesome I could cry.
Let me go down and get him.
I'm a communicator. I'm a breakthrough kind of guy.
Your mom's on the phone. I don't have a mom. You may have a mom. I have a mother.
They've only just met.
I'm a friend of your mother's. I came to get you to bring you home.
And already, they get along. Like family.
I'm not going anywhere with you.
What do you like to do for fun? Oh, you like to wiggle and grunt. Me too.
So you and Doyle are getting along well.
Ah, he's not a bad kid. We're getting along just great.
Come on, give it to me, Pipsqueak.
We're taking our time. We're seeing the country. And as Doyle himself said, nothing beats traveling the highways and byways.
Okay, sugar, what'll it be?
What won't make me vomit?
Give me the keys.
This isn't working out. We're not masters of the highway. We were robbed by homebound hookers.
Only because you fell asleep and I got excited.
You did?
Wonder where Dutch and Doyle are staying tonight.
Knowing Doyle, it'll be first class.
20th Century Fox presents the story of a boy
I got a deck of racy playing cards.
who lost the child in himself. and the man who helped him find it.
Is that your most pathetic look? That's not going to get us a ride.
This is pathetic.
Try it. See, I'm not such a bad guy, huh?
Dutch.
You're like a great big demented child.
That, of course, was the trailer for Dutch from 1991, starring Ed O'Neill and a young Ethan Embry. O'Neill is most well known for his role as Al Bundy on the television show Married with Children, but most recently has seen a resurgence courtesy of Modern Family. Embry is probably best known as the fourth Rusty Griswold in the Vacation film series, but to me, he will always be known as Mark from Empire Records. Regardless, Dutch was also written by John Hughes, and no matter the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, it's a funny movie. It's not great, but it's funny. I could have done without the racier jokes, but for the most part, Ed O'Neill is playing Al Bundy if he still had a spine, which is what makes the film work. Anyway, if you want a good laugh after doing your Black Friday shopping, check out Dutch, which is streaming on Netflix. Thanks so much for listening this week. Politics, yeah, they're a scary topic. So why not tackle something a bit lighter next month? December is ahead of us. And my theme, well, it's my favorite time of the year, Christmas. I'm so excited. So I'll be looking at Christmas films that I haven't seen. That'll be fun, I think. Just a reminder, your reviews and ratings help me know that I'm doing a good job, but also helps me get noticed on iTunes. So if you have a minute, click on the show in iTunes and do just that. I'd appreciate it. You can also find this and over 65,000 other shows on Stitcher, a one-stop shop for all your podcasting needs. Head on over to Stitcher.com and download the app to get listening. The music on this show was created by Kevin MacLeod from Incompetech.com. He's easily the best place on the internet for royalty-free audio. Got a podcast of your own or producing a short film? Kevin is your man. He's even got reasonable rates for folks that want something customized to them. Now that about does it for another week of Mind the Gaps. Take care, and I'll see you soon.